So Terrifier 2 is the sequel to 2016's Terrifier, and it brings back the horrifying Art the Clown for round 2. You know, he's back for seconds, he's gonna eat more people's faces, maybe. He doesn't in this movie though, so he's instead gonna hand out candy from people's heads. And this time, the film is following the aftermath of Art's supposed death and his gruesome return to haunt new victims on Halloween night. It expands on the brutality from the first movie, while introducing a mysterious supernatural element and a new final girl for us to follow, Sienna Shaw. And I think this movie is really cool. It does have a few issues though, specifically with how goddamn long it is. But I can deal with that, so let's get into this. The film opens with Art the Clown, who is once again played by the brilliant David Howard Thornton. He's resurrected himself in a morgue, and following his apparent death in the previous film after brutally murdering the coroner, Art repairs his damaged self by grabbing his eye and shoving it into his socket. And, well, he's off to work, I guess. His first victim is a laundromat guy who he kills because he's just sat there, you know, butt-ass naked, you know, playing patty cake with a imaginary supernatural figure called the Little Pale Girl, who seems to be connected to Art in some way. So while he's washing his clothes, he's just sat there butt-ass naked, just playing patty cake. And yeah, the focus then shifts to the Shaw family. The Shaw family, the Shaw family, I have a list, but I don't know how the hell to say that. But yeah, so Sienna Shaw, played by Lauren Lavera, who is brilliant in this role and even better in the third one, is a teenager recovering from the death of her father, who died from cancer a year prior, and he seemed like he knew a lot about Art the Clown, I can't lie. So Sienna is preparing for Halloween, and her younger brother Jonathan has become obsessed with the grisly tales of the Miles County Massacre and the Miles County Clown, Art the Clown. He believes that Art is responsible for a string of unsolved murders in... what the fuck? He just really likes Art the Clown for some reason. He's a weird dude in this movie. Like, you know, this is why you don't go on some parts of the internet as, like, a young child, because you will turn out messed up. What can I say? How do you think I got messed up? No, I'm joking. But yeah, so Art the Clown is doing his thing. Like, she has a weird dream involving Art the Clown, and it's really confusing and really weird. He grabs like a Tommy gun and just starts like shooting the hell out of people. If it's not a Tommy gun, I apologize, I know nothing about guns. I'm not American. Shout out to the Americans out there. But yeah, Art the Clown just kills a bunch of people at the cafe, and Sienna then like eats like bugs out of like a cereal box. It's all over the place. But yeah, Halloween night approaches, and Sienna has a really cool costume. It's like this costume based on a drawing which her late father left before his death. And he has cryptic drawings of Art the Clown, and of course this costume for Sienna. And I think it's cool. But yeah, Art then begins to kill people. He targets several new victims, including Sienna's friends. He mutilates them in increasingly grotesque and creative ways. For example, a guy has a shirt which, I'm sure every guy has in his closet, which says just a tip. And so Art the Clown does exactly as he said, and he cuts off just a tip. And then he just holds it there. Yeah, he cuts off a guy's cock. But yeah, then, well, we get the bedroom scene, which is probably both the most cool and disgusting kill in the whole franchise at this point, until the third one. Because Art the Clown brutally, like, skins, like, a person. He, like, what's the word called? Like, scalps someone. He then just continually stabs and cuts out and breaks their bones and stuff. And then he leaves the room. He gets salt and bleach. He comes back into the room. And he just starts pouring it over her. You know, he's having a good time just pouring the salt and bleach on her. Like, way to pour salt on the wounds, Art. Yeah? Anyone? But yeah, Art then just keeps doing his thing, and as Sienna is at a party where she gets drugged by her friend, yeah, that actually happens. Her friend gives her drugs, which, you know, you should probably tell your friend you're gonna do that, because I'm pretty sure her mum literally said no drugs, you know. What a bad mum. But yeah, then we get the awesome fight scene. So Sienna is supposedly killed, but she's then resurrected by a sword, and she uses her newfound strength to battle Art again before she decapitates him. And then in a mid-credit scene, Art's severed head is given birth to by Victoria, who survived the first movie and is now in a mental institution after, of course, the TV incident. Funny times. It definitely ups the ante, though, from the original. It's got more gruesome kills, a more deeper explanation of the supernatural elements, and a more developed protagonist in Sienna, but I can't do it with this goddamn runtime, guys. This film is like 2.5 hours long. No horror film needs to be more than like an hour 45. I know the new one's 2 hours, but like, that was 2 hours for a good reason. It had new lore and also some really cool kills. But like, this movie, it definitely delivered on everything that fans of the original would expect. It definitely expanded the scope of the story, it had a way higher budget, and it offers more depth and world building than just, just random people getting killed by Art the Clown. Lauren Lavera's protagonist, Sienna, she was amazing. Absolutely standout performance there. I think that she definitely is just like the emotional core of this franchise now. Jonathan's just there. I don't really like him. Her transformation, though, from like an average teenager into just this like angel with a sword fighting a demonic clown was really cool. And she's not only like relatable in this movie, but she's also really resilient for being extremely high while she was fighting Art the Clown. I would probably sit in the corner of the room in fear. But of course, this is not without the turn of Art the Clown. It's got Art the Clown. He's absolutely awesome. He's played by David Howard Thornton. Once again, phenomenal acting. He uses Art's silent but exaggerated expressions to absolute perfection. He's able to create a great aura for Art the Clown. And he's definitely the kind of villain who just revels in his gruesome work, and the sequel doesn't shy away from showing just how far he can go. And neither does the third one. Jesus Christ. The kills in the movie are definitely, without a doubt, some of the most brutal and just shocking in recent horror cinema. It definitely takes things to a whole new level, with extended sequences of mutilation that just push how far like a rating could go, which is why most of these films are unrated. And it definitely just shows how good the practical effects done by Damien Leone are. And that then leads me to my problem with the movie. It's got too much story in there, and I know that my main criticism with the first movie was there was too little. This one just feels like they tried shoving all of the story into this movie too fast. And so that's why the film just felt bloated and way too long. But I still think it's a pretty cool movie nonetheless. And I do think that if he maybe got a different editor for the movie who wasn't biased because he literally made the movie, it would have been a lot better. But yeah, ultimately, it is a wild movie that is, once again, not for the faint of heart. Probably more than the first movie. It's got more gore, more kills, and a bigger, more ambitious story that sort of falls flat for me, but I know a lot of people really like it. Art the Clown is still as terrifying and memorable as ever. He definitely cements himself as a modern horror icon. Lauren Lavera's Sienna is a fantastic addition to the franchise and horror in general. I love to see her in more franchises. Please, I beg, add Lauren Lavera to Scream 7. That said, the film's runtime is once again just my issue with the movie, though. It's just way too long, and I don't need like a kill to go on for like 6 bloody minutes. Ultimately, though, this is a must-see horror film. You don't even need to really see the first movie for this one, but you'll understand it more if you do. And ultimately, it's a full-on slasher epic, and Art the Clown is here to stay, hopefully for many more years after Terrifier 3 and Terrifier 4. Maybe we can get some Victoria spin-off, I don't know. But yeah, I give this movie like a 7 out of 10. It is probably my second favourite of the franchise. But that's pretty much it for this video. What do you guys think about Terrifier 2? Let me know in the comments below if you have seen the movie. If you haven't seen it, I don't know why you watched this, because I just spoiled the entire movie.